Go.
So Exodus is kind of like you always hear the summary is of it, and like it's like full of action and everything. But in matter of fact, it starts off pretty slow, then it gets pretty good, then like it ends like you're falling asleep. It's like nothing at the end. But anyway, at the beginning, like it talks about how Israel's and the Israelites, their people like grow in numbers, and the Pharaoh doesn't like this. The new one that is. And so he's like, I'm going to kill them using women. Yeah, that's a great idea because women are actually going to kill people because they're told to. That's not going to work. And of course, when it doesn't, he's even more mad, which doesn't make sense because he should have planned for that. But then he's like, let's get all his men together, like, let's throw all the boys into the river. So, like, of course, because it's his men, it works. So he kills a lot of the men, but because all the boys that become men, they'll breed and create more Israelites, which is kind of accomplished the way he wants. Until a woman bears Moses, the main character of the entire thing, and who in fact probably changes the course of the Israelites' history. And so instead of having him thrown into the river and being eaten by crocodiles, she said, let's hide him in papyrus plants. No one will find him there. But then someone does, but luckily it's a woman, the Pharaoh's daughter, and who has compassion towards it and pleads with the Pharaoh to, let's save this baby boy. He can be happy, or something. So then he goes. Then she goes to Pharaoh and pleads her case, and finally she wins. Now, of course, he's an Israelite, and he sees all his people being beaten and brutally, like, murdered and stuff in front of his face. So he grows naturally really, really, really mad at the Egyptians. And one day he just kind of snaps and just kills this Egyptian who happened to be in the wrong place, the wrong time, and just while he was killing someone, basically. But then this old man, the Pharaoh, finds out about it and says, like, I'm gonna kill him. And of course he probably didn't really mean it. He was just kind of mad. He probably would have forgiven him over time. But Moses takes this as its reason, I gotta get out of here. So he flees to Midian. In Midian, he's like just walking around, like, mind my own business, and then all of a sudden, bam! There's this giant flaming bush. Now, I would react, we probably react the same way, just scrambling around trying to put it out, throw water on it or something, or throw like something on it to just put it out. And of course, then it starts talking to him. Now, I don't know how he reacted, but I know I would react like, am I on something? What's going on? This bush, there's a burning bush that won't go out that's talking to me. This doesn't make any sense. Then the bush says, I'm God. And he's like, oh, okay. And he sits down and listens. I would probably react that way. I probably would still be like, so a burning bush is talking to me, and it happens to be God. That doesn't quite make sense, but oh well. So he sits down and listens, and God explains to him that he's gonna tell him. He tells him to go free the Israelites, get them free, take them to the Promised Land. But then he tells him, but Pharaoh won't let you do it. Now, why would you do something if you already know it's gonna fail? Well, Moses did anyways, and Moses goes to Pharaoh and tells him, you should let my people go. And Moses goes, no. Like Pharaoh said, like God said he would. So Pharaoh did exactly what God says. And then when Moses like goes back and they have a talk with God, and God decides, I'm gonna turn all the blood into a river, or all the river into blood. So all the rivers are now filled with blood. So that's gonna affect them somewhat. Not really that big of a plague. Just they can get water somewhere else, like truck it in or something, or camel it in from somewhere else. I've seen that doesn't turn into blood, but anyway, so that doesn't work the way because the Pharaoh's magicians, which you never hear about, they can actually turn water into blood as well. So that doesn't work out. Pharaoh doesn't listen. Then for some reason God says, I'm gonna throw frogs on him. Which again doesn't make sense again because frogs just fall from the sky. Of course they're annoying, but they actually are food. That's what I got from the first part of Exodus, which basically shows that God's kind of being a wuss and not sending real plagues. He could have just been like, I kill you, and send an army full of angels down and just kill everyone and let them free. So Yeah.